Hey guys, Alretian here. Welcome to part 2 of my video of the garage building, and this is what it will look like once we are done. So, a nice building to sit upon our boards. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, hi guys, welcome back. So, as I showed you, this is the light, and I've black bombed our garage building. Well, not black bombed it, I did it with the same technique as I did the apartment building, just thick wash. Now, as I mentioned with the light, I'm simply gonna, not now, but when the building is done, simply gonna press it through, maybe make it even a little shorter. I'm gonna make it shorter to create a little light. I will hot glue it on. Cut about, let's just say you have about a centimeter left, so you can easily fit it on. You will have a nice light above your door. But as I said, that is for afterwards once we've painted it, because otherwise we're going to paint over the light and that's never a good idea. Okay, so yeah, I've black washed, dark washed the entire building, and well, what remains now is simply to paint it up. To start off, I'm going to take my dark gray paint again. Okay, my dark gray. I'm going to squirt a good amount on my plate and basically cover everything that needs to be concrete. So I wet my brush a little, wipe off some of the excess, drag it through the gray paint, take our first concrete wall, and simply start by covering the entire piece. If there are parts of black shining through, excuse me, it doesn't matter because it's concrete, so we will have those shadowy effects in there, but for the most part, if you can cover it up, it'll do. Don't forget to wet your brush. Makes for a much smoother painting job. The paint is a little wet. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for everything of the building that needs to be concrete. And I'm actually doing the top side as well of the roof. I'm going to make it a full concrete structure. So yeah. Now I'm going to do the rest of the building and then we'll be back. Okay, so the first part of our building has been painted with the dark gray. As you can see, it starts out dark, but when it lightens, that's what I like about this paint. When it lightens, it has that kind of stone decoration. And yeah, when it dries, it's starting to look like stone. So if you can find any paint like that that will dry resembling a stone effect, it's perfect for concrete. Yeah. So I even crossed past the ladder, doesn't matter because I'm going to pick out the highlights of the ladder, and even messed around here because I'm going to paint over that with a metallic of the bars. So yeah, now I'm gonna let this dry and then we're gonna be back for our second part, our highlights. For the next part I'm gonna be using my structure paint, the same brand, cheap bottle, but I love the effect. And I'm not gonna use a brush for this, I'm gonna use these sponges, and I also cut a small piece of it to go into the small crevices. And what we're gonna do is stipple everything. Just start stippling across the entire piece. Okay? I've also dampened my sponges a little bit so that they are a little moist, not wet, moist. And let's begin. Okay, so I start with taking my paint and simply making circulars on my paper, spreading the paint out evenly across my sponge. Just make sure this time you cover your entire sponge basically with the water on it. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle. Yeah, this will do just nicely. And simply dab it on. You can already start to see the effect. Just go over it until you are happy with it. What I do is I press it down and I roll it, the sponge, half circles. Just, yeah, continue this until you are happy with the result you got. Some light spots in there, it doesn't matter because the other paint is still a little wet, so it will blend in nicely with this one. For the bottom, I simply drag the sponge across it, making it lighter, and then stippling over to get a different kind of texture to it. See? I'm taking my smaller one, basically do the same, and only because of the paper. And then start by doing into the smaller parts, and if you highlight the bottom piece, all the better. So do the top part, stipple on a little more. It's always a good thing to highlight edges a little bit, like so. Just smear it across the edges, or dab it, whatever you prefer. Yeah. Now, I'll show you quickly. That's it. It's starting to get a nice stony concrete look to it. Now, I'm gonna continue on doing the rest of this building, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is starting to look really nice. So yeah, now I take my off-white clay color and a pan skewer, as you might remember. I'm simply gonna put a little on my paper here. Take a brush this time, wet it up a little bit. Run it through the off-white, circular motions. Simply gonna paint my skewer, like so. Just, it doesn't have to be fully covered, just circular patterns across your skewer. Okay. When you're done, simply drag it across the paper, and as you remember from with the bricks, put it on. Was off camera, sorry. Put it on, take it off. Put it on, take it off. See? We're simply going to be doing that for our entire building again. Put the pen skewer on, take it off. For those hard to reach places, just fold it in half. Go like so. You will get messy, but well, it's all part of crafting, right guys? I don't mind getting messy. If you get it on those things, it doesn't matter because we're going to be painting them separately anyway, so it doesn't matter if you get your paint on other parts of the building. Seeing as we're going to paint them up separately, it really doesn't matter, guys. Okay, see? I'll be back when I've done the building. In the meantime, what I'm going to do while that is drying, I'm going to make a neon sign. Now I picked up these well, fluorescent letters. It was very cheap. It was I can't even remember what it cost. I picked it up a long time ago. But yeah, I'm gonna make a neon sign to hang out in front of our garage. Okay, so I cut out on a piece of thin cardboard, something looking a little like this. Now I cut a toothpick in half. Simply do is squirt some white glue, just full strength white glue, just smear it across the toothpick. And we're going to be inserting that. Just make sure it doesn't stick out on the other end, like so. Yeah, once you're done painting, there's still a lot of things you need to do, but I actually could have done this before I started painting the building. It's just that it was a last minute idea. So yeah, now simply let this dry. Already got my black paint at hand, because this will dry rather fast with the white glue and the toothpicks in the cardboard. It will be dry in a few minutes. And then I'm simply going to paint this black, and then I'm going to stick my letters on there. I don't know which. That's for everyone, that's their own choice, of course. So yeah, but what you can always do if you don't have these things is simply go on Google Images, find some neon signs that you like, print it out and stick it on a piece of cardboard and you're done. But the problem is I don't have a colored printer where I'm at the moment, so I'm making do with what I have. Okay, so I'll be back when I've painted this black and put the letters on. So I went back and when I've stippled everything on, but decided I was gonna go for a more lighter concrete. Now you guys could leave it as is, but I decided to go for a more lighter concrete look. So what I did was take my off-white clay tan color, simply squirt in a whole bunch of it, mixed it in with a little of the dark gray, my structure gray actually, and then decided to take it this red to get that more realistic modern concrete, because I was looking at it when I was done and I was thinking to myself that actually, see, it's nice this way, but it kind of looks more like a medieval building, and that's not actually what we're going for now. So yeah, if you guys can leave it as is, or you can do what I do and simply take the off-white and start by using your sponge and going over your piece. Now, all the work you did before is not in vain, because I really like the way the dark pops out underneath. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna continue doing with my building. See, it's actually looking more like concrete, guys. And I see the dark we've placed in there before is shining through, and it will dry a little darker, so it will look more and nicely like a concrete building. So yeah, I'm gonna continue working on this, and I'll be back when this is done. Okay? For those small to reach places, I simply use my light sponge. My smaller sponge. Quickly wanted to show you guys. Okay, much better, way better. I really like this concrete look to the building. Don't mind the squirts on here and here because we're going to be painting that separately, but yeah, I'm happy with this, guys. I really am. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry and we'll be back. In the meantime, I'm doing these letters, and I can tell you one thing, guys, they're a pain in the ass. They stick to your fingers, they don't take to the cardboard all that well, and once they do stick, then they are there to stay. So it's kind of a hassle to get them in the right place. I'm just simply making JS's car fix. Quick sign. Don't think I'm even gonna have enough room to place the damn X. So yeah, my advice to you guys is simply print something you like of neon signs of the internet and stick with that. Now I've made this, so I am gonna use it, but I'll see. Maybe if I don't like the end result when it's on there, could be that I simply toss it off and print something of the internet. Okay, I did make also with the same lettering a sign to hang in front of above the door. Now this is simply on a piece of balsa wood, but you can use a lollipop stick. This I actually do like. It went a lot easier than jamming these. So as for this, I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but this I will definitely hang in front of the door because I kind of like this. So let me see if I can peel off the inside of this thing. If it doesn't work, this will be a blooper part. Maybe use a toothpick for this. And there goes the letter, but that doesn't matter. It's actually easier this way. I just hope this sucker still sticks on the wood and not to my damn finger. There we go. Okay, I actually like this. Okay, I will be gluing on top of my entrance door. Okay, so now I take a small brush. I really like the way this concrete looks, the way it has dried, the way it looks. It's awesome. Now I'm taking my metallic black and simply take my small brush, dip it in a little bit of water. Now what we're going to do is start by painting these pipes. Like so. Make sure you hit it inside, or as I mentioned before, if you don't have a spruce or anything, don't worry guys, you can use toothpicks or barbecue skewers or whatever your imagination lets you create. So yeah, now I'm gonna do these pipes here, thinking of when these pipes are done, I'm gonna do the drain pipe, also in the same color. But you, of course, you are always free to pick the color you guys prefer. This is just simply what I am doing. But you don't have to exactly replicate the things that I do. So yeah, as I said, feel free to use any color you prefer, guys. Make sure you hit it at the bottoms as well. Turn your building around like so. Because the top side of the building is usually what most players will see. And hit it up. There we go. Forget the sides. Yeah, like this. See? Nice looking pipes with electricity. Yeah, the hell with it. I'm not gonna show you the entire thing, but I'll take more of my metallic black. My brush in some water just to get that even coverage, and I'm gonna do my drain pipe. Well, you don't have to sit here and watch me do the entire thing. When that is done, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done the drain pipe and done the box that holds the lights for the garage door, also in the metallic black, and the window bars, I also gave them a metallic black. Okay, so now we're gonna continue painting. Simply rinse out your brush. And then you take a little bit of green paint, not too much because I squirted that way too much, but it surprised me. And simply paint one of the knobs green, and just because it's a terrain piece, normally in reality you would have either the green light or the red light. But I like some color variation, so simply painting the other one red. Like this. See? Just a nice contrasted building. Okay, for our garage door, I take my silver paint, squirt some on there. Again, way too much. Use my dry brushing brush, okay, the dry brush, and simply make circles, get the paint on there, making circles. And we're going to simply dry brush our garage. Also in this way, so the metallic will still show up in the crevices. It doesn't have to be complete. So, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Then we take some more full strength paint, and we're gonna simply slide it across. Now, if you wait longer for the paint to dry, you'll get a better result, of course, guys. So I'm gonna wait till this part is dry, and then I'm gonna go over it again with my silver color. Wow, I am happy with this result, but you guys are feel free to do as much as you need. Now we're gonna continue on with our silver. Flip our piece around and take out our smaller brush again. Make sure the paint is right, that you have a nice clean brush. And we're going to start by doing brackets here. That nice silver color. Okay, so I'll be back when I've done this. Okay, so what I did was, you can see, I've painted the stairs in the silver, painted the brackets. I also went ahead and quickly painted the back door red. I don't know what it is with me, but I like red back doors. I also painted the stairs in a metallic black, in the silver color. Brackets here, the stairs, the steps of the stairs. And in the front I quickly added a little silver here on the edges and hit the bolts that hold the pipes together. So yeah, basically that's what I did. I'm gonna set this aside to dry and then we'll be back. Okay, in the meantime, what do? I've taken a little bit of some burnt sienna. I take one smudge of green, not too much. I'm gonna start rubbing that into the burnt sienna, and I'm gonna add a little bit, and I'm hoping it's gonna be a little bit, small dab of gray. I simply wet my brush, take some more green, and start mixing that up. I'm actually gonna take more gray to it, a lot more gray. Yeah, that's the color I want. The disgusting brownish gray color. Now what I'm simply going to do is wet that up a whole lot, and I'm going to make a wash out of this disgusting, filthy looking wash. So what I did with that wash, I'm going to show you, of course, but see, I've dirtied up my concrete. And make sure you get into all the, especially on the side parts where water would tend to hold up, and simply make smears. Let the wash just run. The more drippier the better, the more realistic it looks. Show you the front side. See? Now I'm going to show you how I did it. Grab this piece. Simply wet my brush more than enough. I actually added a few smears of green more into it, making it more this icky wash color. Make sure it is wet enough, and simply smear it on the edges. Now tilt the building, because I'm doing it on camera, but tilt the building so the wash can run down, okay? If I hold this up in front of the camera, the wash will run the opposite side, and that's not what I want. For the concrete, I simply, the top I mean, just do some smears like this, see? And make sure you get it all underneath, and tilt the building like so, so the wash can run down. You can, of course, get drags like this across it, just smudges it at the bottom. Make sure that the building is tilted so the wash runs down, and then you will get that nice decaying concrete, dirty up concrete look. By the way, what I also did, as you probably have noticed, I've added the sign. It's actually looking better than I thought it would. I've also glued on the open sign and my lamp. See? So yeah, that's basically what I did. Now, as you can see from tilting and holding the building, the top, I have finger stains on there, so I'm simply gonna take a black paint and repaint the building. I also, see if I can get it up, took some of that corrugated paper and painted it with a black metallic and glued it on this side of the roof here. So it's easy, I just put it on, drew the measurement lines and simply glued it on top, and then went over it with a black acrylic. So adds a little more realism to the building, in my opinion. So yeah, our dirty concrete building. Now there's one more step, because I'm actually quite happy with the way it looks at the moment. Now there's one more step, and now as I mentioned before, I don't have a color printer here, but I went ahead and printed it black and white. I'm not going to glue this on because I'm going to reprint it in color, but you can just go on Google Images, type in garage sign and find something you like, and that's going to be glued on here. See? Adds a little more to the building. But as I said, I'm going to reprint this and make a color one so it will stand out more. But yeah. And you can also do the same for here, or even glue one on here. Oops, it's kind of hard because it's still wet and holding the garage. So you can glue one to the side wall here, glue one here. I've even printed out a little sign just to show you. Small itty bitty sign. And that's actually going to be glued next to the door. Okay. Just some more details on our building, but I'm also going to reprint that and get a colored one. Now the only thing that remains for me, and then I am happy with this building, that's simply painting my front door. And for that, well, I'm not done with the building, I have to put the windows in, but for the painting part I will be done. Simply take some burnt sienna, wet my brush a little bit. Of course you guys can pick any color you want, and I'm gonna take a small brush because this one, I have a feeling I'm gonna mess up parts of my building if I'm not careful. I'm gonna take a smaller brush, guys. Okay, so I've taken a smaller brush and now I'm simply painting my door. So, you can do the handle in a silver color here that we glued on if you want to, or you can do the door in a completely different color. All the things depend on your own preferences, guys, but yeah. Basically, simply painted on my door, painted my door. So as for the painting part, I am done. So I'll be back to show you to do the windows. What I did forget was paint the lamp where it's attached to the post, so I quickly painted that with a metallic black. Okay, very quickly what I did do was quickly gave the handle a silver color and redid my rooftop. Okay, so now the painting is truly done. So I'll be back when we're gonna finish this off. Okay, quickly, excuse me, what I did do, I simply glued this on as I showed you before. I went ahead, glued it on anyway. I will, when I print this in color, I will of course be gluing the color part on, but for now we're gonna do our last step, and that's our windows. Remember these from the apartment building? We're gonna do the same thing here. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, so the hot glue gun is ready, and what I'm gonna do is simply squirt the glue. Just flip your building over, squirt the glue on the inside. Sure, get a nice amount of glue on there. Hurry it along a little bit before it dries. Take the rugged end in, so place that sides in front of your windows, then the hot glue will take it with no problem. And I went ahead and did the door already, so look at that. Our building is done. I like it, except I want to do a colored version of this and this, and maybe put one on the side wall as well, hang up some posters, maybe draw on some graffiti by hand. But for the main part, yeah, that's our building. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you do, please hit the like button, and if you don't, well, don't hit the like button. Well, in any case, I've enjoyed making this video, guys. Another nice building for our tables. So yeah, stay tuned for more to come. This was Already, and thank you for watching. Bye guys, until next time, see ya.